Welcome. If this is your first time here, I am so glad you found me today. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and joining me once again. So let's talk. I've been sharing a series on 10 tips to boost your finances. So that is our regularly scheduled programming over here. But I found out this piece of information last week that I just had to bring to you guys right away. So I'm interrupting the regularly scheduled programming to bring that to you because yes, I think this information is that important. And what is this information, you may ask? It is a way in which you, yes you, and pretty much anyone can Airbnb their place without owning it. So typically to Airbnb, you would most likely own the place. You may buy the place specifically for the purpose of Airbnb, or you may decide to rent a room or rooms in your place for short-term rental, that is Airbnb. But if you do not own a home, then how do you go about it? Most people end up partnering up with people who do own homes, but this in itself can be a full-time endeavor because you would have to find these people that own homes, you would have to convince them to work with you, you would have to draw up airtight agreements so that there is no issues down the line. And this in itself can easily and quickly become a full-time job. As a matter of fact, have you seen those videos on YouTube, those adverts that people say, oh, I can show you a way to Airbnb without owning property, and then you get into it and you find out that you have to pay thousands of dollars to find out about this super secret method? But this over here is none of that. This is actually a really truly simple way that is a new method that you can use to Airbnb even though you do not own a place. Typically when you're renting, you already know your landlord doesn't even want to hear that you are thinking of Airbnb their place, right? But in this update, Airbnb has partnered directly with apartment complexes to release a new feature called Airbnb friendly apartments. So essentially, Airbnb has created a list of apartments that will let you Airbnb on their website. You just need to put in your city and then boom, the list of apartments come up ready for you to take one of them and Airbnb. And what's even great is that on their website, they list the starting prices of these apartments. I checked in my city, it was a comparable rate to what obtains in my city, so it wasn't inflated pricing. And then they even give you an estimate of what would be your weekly revenue if you do rent this place. And for every single one I saw, you would be making over 100% of your rent. So get this, that means you would be paying your rent in full from your Airbnb income and you would have some left over. And the amount left over, it varied quite a bit, but it was, I think the minimum was at least 20% of your rent that you would have left over after paying your rent from this Airbnb income. So I think it's really exciting and it's worth looking into. It is an opportunity that is out there for you. If you are looking to change apartments, you might want to consider this. This is really great because now you can Airbnb and you don't have to own the place simply by renting an Airbnb verified, Airbnb friendly apartment so you know it's legit. And there you're on your way to Airbnb. I'm going to put a direct link to the Airbnb friendly apartments on Airbnb's website down here so it's easy for you to locate. So yeah, that's it. I just had to cut through my regularly scheduled programming to bring this to you, and I'm excited for you to try it out.